Good evening. This is Wednesday evening with a guided meditation here at Chithurst. And Ajahn Ahimsa Kaur has asked me to come up with some guidance for you. It's very nice to see people from outside. And then obviously it's also live streamed, so I can feel some agitation coming up, but I think that's just part of it. So I say that because it's somehow also part of the theme of what I would like to give guidance about it. The talk last week was about loving kindness, and that loving kindness needs fine-tuning. And I thought I might do a guided meditation about that. So I guess all of us have some people in mind whom we would like to wish well, or really would like to develop a compassionate feeling towards them. And the question is how to do that. In a way, it sounds as if it's easy, I just generate good thoughts, may you be well, so the Buddha has given us the formula. And we have chanted it often, may I abide in well-being. Yeah, and then we skip the may I abide in well-being and head directly towards the good wishes for others. But before I can actually wish others well, I need to generate some, cultivate some place in my own heart from where the loving kindness can grow and expand. So just to do it as a willful act may be something we are very used to do, culturally probably, but it becomes dry and it doesn't become very, it can become dutiful, and it's not necessarily really reaching the place in the heart from where the loving kindness or compassion can flow. So I would like to explore that with you a bit. And first of all, we need to come into our own bodies. We are so focused on, I'm going to do this, and then it's getting heady. And the rest of the body doesn't exist, but actually the heart is here. And it's very much connected to the breath, to the space in our bodies, inner space, to the warmth, to a sense of well-being in ourselves. So this is why the Buddha's formula is starting with, may I abide in well-being. And then it goes on, in freedom from affliction. Do you feel free from affliction? Or would it be good to sense into your body where affliction is actually manifesting? Is there some tension, some heaviness, some areas in the body we want to just don't really feel? So that's where the well-being gets cut back. So first of all, really sensing into this form, this body sitting here. And it has a back, it has a base, the legs, the feet touching the ground. Is there a willingness to, readiness? To feel this form and how it is received by the ground. The back, the front, the arms, the neck, and this heavy thing which is called head and brain, sitting on top. And the breath connecting everything. Moving the body internally. And the same as with your will for spreading loving kindness, we can be very willful in breathing. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in long, breathing in, breathing out long. We have all these formulas. But what is actually happening when we allow the body to breathe on its own? Can you even do that without trying to push or get it right? What if you just focus on sensing, allowing the body to come up with something in breath? How far does the in-breath go if we don't interfere? So trying not to control and also trying not to inhibit, just give the body, the diaphragm, the freedom, permission to breathe as it wants, as it does. And really fully witnessing, how does that feel? How does the in-breath start and fill up? And then what happens when it's full? we allow our attention kind of to embrace this sense of breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, coming to the peak, fullness, and then see what happens, how the body manages to turn over to the out breath, to the breathing out. And if we really relax into the out-breath, allow it to happen. And then the body knows what to do when it comes to the end of the out-breath. First of all, nothing happens. And then somehow you can really feel into the belly, what changes. How the belly is making space for the new in-breath. And then the turn over to the out-breath. And I suggest that you really not expect how it should be, because every in-breath and every out-breath may be slightly different. And when you stop to push, the body may need a while to find its own rhythm. If you just watch like a child, how is this happening? How does that work? Okay, can I not get in the way here? And you may even feel, sense of joy when you breathe in, because there's a freshness, there's something uplifting in the breathing in. So there's an emotional quality or feeling quality to it. And the same with the out-breath. There may be something really sweet in the letting go. Letting the weight go into the ground, letting the tension go into the ground. Suddenly feeling the belly, the relaxation in the belly when you breathe out. And the softness. So I leave you for a while before I will come in again with a connection to spreading loving kindness. Just this breathing for now, this tuning in with your own breathing is an act of loving kindness, and that's not just a word, you will feel it. And sometimes when we observe something intensely, we tend to lean forwards, as if, there's a direction to a point to get. I would suggest that you allow your body to become very upright in the breathing in. And when you breathe out, ready to feel the spine which keeps you upright, while everything around the spine can sink down. So there's a slight curve in the lumbar region, which connects the sitting bones to the seat, to the zafu, and allows the spine really to rise and the breath to fill up fully, so the rib cage gets supported by sitting upright. And then the flowing down with the out-breath can happen without sinking down. Don't try to push in any way, because sometimes we are not used to breathe in deeply, and then when we try to force it, it can become rather painful and restricted. So if you would touch that sense of restriction, be very gentle with it. It's more really like allowing your awareness or attention to embrace that area and just allow whatever needs to happen there to happen. And if the attention is soft and without expectation, something can relax without sinking in. We can relax in the upright and energetic. We don't have to hold anything back, and we don't have to hold anything up. Just allow the breath to flow naturally and enjoy that. Allow also that the base of the skull can relax in the way it connects to the neck vertebra. Really just balance on top without having to hold anything. Just find the place of balance. It may be that the neck stretches a little bit up. Just allow the breath to help with that process. The less you hold your posture, the more the breath can carry you. The body can carry you. The uprising energy is carrying. And the more you let go with the out-breath, that may sound contradictory, the more you can really let things flow down with the out-breath, the more the uprising energy is coming up at the same time through your spine, from the sitting bones. And sometimes there may be a really deep in-breath, just because. Or a very slow, long out-breath. And then at the end of the out-breath, you may realize that something in your belly is releasing even before the in-breath starts. So your body is constantly fine-tuning. And it's so I don't want to deepen more in the dynamics of the breathing, but I guess that by now you have gained a certain sense of well-being and inner balance, inner joy, and relaxation of willfulness, and more really a sense of openness, which is exactly what an open heart is. It's open. It's comfortable in itself. It has a sense of well-being. And this is from where we can share our well-being. By maybe thinking about somebody who may benefit from wishing him well, wishing them well. The same way as I feel well in myself, I wish them to feel well, to feel free from resentment, from willfulness, from stress, from tension, from fear. The same as me, as I can find well-being in myself, may they be able to find well-being in themselves. In the same way as I'm learning to cultivate well-being, may they be able to learn to cultivate well-being. Make this connection between yourself and others, because it helps to let this process flow naturally. Let your heart flow over to others. You don't need to imagine you send well-being out to planet Mars or, spatially big distance, great distance, long distance. Take whomever you are thinking of into your heart and just surround them with the same well-being you can feel in yourself. This inner space doesn't have a measurement. It doesn't have a time you can count. It's just pure presence. It's limitless. But you may feel it as something which fills your whole body, or even gives you warmth, which is going beyond your body without pushing, just naturally. And even if you may get the thought that there may be people who are not able to, find the safe place where they can generate this sense of well-being in themselves. Yeah, that's the point where our compassion comes in. It's painful to imagine. And yet we can, the same warmth and the same sense of care, we can allow the heart to fill with that and bathe. Just the imagination of these people in the sense of empathy, feeling with them. May they be free from pain. May all beings be free from suffering. May they find a place in themselves where they can relax and just feel held and safe. Where they can give this sense of safety to their children or their parents, or the sense of love and connection. And what do you do with if somebody comes to your mind, who's cruel, who's aggressive, who's mean, who's attacking others? Can you keep an open heart towards that person? And how? Maybe just remember, you may remember the moments where you are full of anger or where you don't wish somebody well, where you want them to feel the consequences of what they did, something like this. We can have these mind states. Just when you come near a mind state like that in yourself, is that comfortable? Is that mind state in itself? I think it's suffering. It's confusion. It's being out of touch with my heart, out of touch with my own well-being. So from that sense, we can have compassion with ourselves when we get in this state of hatred or revenge, wishing, or I don't know what. You know. I'm suffering. As soon as I move towards that, these feelings, these thoughts, it's painful in the heart. Something closes, something hardens, something tightens. It simply hurts. So I don't want to do that to anybody. I don't want to do that to myself. But I can even have compassion with. From that place, I can even have compassion for people who haven't learned to support others, to help others, to overcome their fear, their sense of need to defend, need to attack, need to destroy, need to frighten others. This is poor thinking. This is poor. This is a dead end. How can I open? How can I help myself to open to something which goes beyond that? How can I wish others to open to something which goes beyond that? We are all brothers and sisters in greed and hatred and delusion, and this is why we practice. This is why we want to know our own hearts and cultivate, find the openness of the heart, the goodness of the heart. Our real gift, the gift of well-being and well-wishing. The wish to live in harmony with each other. To support each other. To tune in with each other's friendliness. To remind each other of their friendliness, their wish to be friendly and be well. we can remind each other, we can remind ourselves. There's a morning prayer, I think, and maybe from the Dalai Lama, I'm not quite sure. And it has a part which is something like, I'm going to have friendly thoughts to others. I'm not going to think badly about others or have angry feelings towards them. Well, this is a project, it happens, but we can catch ourselves. And if we have that intention, renew that intention again and again. Oh, this was an angry thought. This was not a friendly voice coming from me. How can I turn that into a loving and friendly voice? Into friendly feelings. Because I want to be happy, as everybody else. We have that gift. We just need to kindle it, encourage each other. If you meet somebody who is like that, that's contagious. If you meet that place in yourself, that's contagious. If you wake up in the night with anxious thoughts or, frustrated thoughts, remember, right there you can come back to your breath. Come back to opening the heart, and your body will calm down. And you will sleep well as soon as the thoughts turn friendly and the feelings turn friendly. May you be well, and may all beings be well and free from suffering.